everyone, and welcome to this Friday's episode of Sports Corner. It's kind of a weird transitionary period in the sports world, but we still have some to talk about, so I'll get right into it. To start, one of the most famous sporting events has been going on, the 2024 Wimbledon tournament. For the men, just 4 players remain. In the semifinal last night, we had a rematch of last year's semifinal with Daniil Medvedev and Carlos Alcaraz. Last year at Wimbledon, Alcaraz advanced past Medvedev and shocked the world when he upset Novak Djokovic in the final round, taking home his first Wimbledon title and second major title overall. This year went exactly the same, as Alcaraz has beaten Medvedev again in the semis and advanced to the final round. It wouldn't be a Wimbledon tournament without Novak Djokovic. Djokovic has dominated his way through the tournament so far and is looking for revenge from last year. In his way of another Wimbledon title stands Italian Lorenzo Musetti. Djokovic has been battling it out in the semifinals with Musetti since about 7:30 this morning, so we'll still have to wait and see who earns their spot in the final round. If you're watching the morning broadcast of this show, flip on over to ESPN if you want to see the conclusion of that match. The final round will be this Sunday at 6 a.m., so be sure to tune in to see who will take home the trophy this year. On the women's side of the bracket, Donna Vekic and Jasmine Paolini faced off on Thursday morning for a spot in the finals. Vekic came into this tournament unranked, while Paolini is number 7. It was an incredibly close match that went back and forth, but ultimately Paolini came out on top and punched her way into the final. The other 2 players that were fighting for a spot in the final round were number 4 ranked Elena Rybakina and the underdog number 31 Barbara Krejcikova. Rybakina won the tournament in 2022, but was upset in the quarterfinals last year by her rival Ons Jabeur, so she has been on a mission for her second chance at a second title. Krejcikova has upset Rybakina and has moved on to the finals to face Paolini. She is looking for her first ever Wimbledon title. The final matchup between Paolini and Krejcikova will be tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Although it seems like the NBA season just ended, because it did, the league is still making major headlines because of free agency. While a ton of notable players have moved teams, it seems the biggest name that will be wearing a new jersey next season is Klay Thompson. In a sign and deal trade that involved 6 different teams, Thompson ended up being traded to the Dallas Mavericks. Thompson was a key part of Golden State's dynasty as the team won championships in 2015, 2017, 2018, and 2022, and reached the NBA Finals in 2016 and 2019 on top of that. This season, Thompson averaged 17.9 points, 3.3 rebounds, 2.3 assists per game, while shooting 43% overall and 38% on three-pointers. Overall, this was his first season where Thompson played in 70 or more games and failed to average at least 20 points per game since 2013. Thompson is 6th on the NBA's all-time three-pointers made list with 2,481, but his performance has faltered lately. This season, during the play-in tournament, the Warriors were knocked out by the Sacramento Kings. Thompson faced backlash after shooting 0 for 10 and scoring 0 points. It was almost guaranteed that Thompson was not going to return to Golden State after that game. Fun fact though, he grew up in Ladera Ranch and went to Santa Margarita Catholic High School about 20 minutes down the road from here. Hopefully a change of scenery will be good for Thompson and he'll be back in championship form. We are so close to the start of the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris, meaning the Olympic trials are wrapping up and the rosters are being set. It should come as no surprise to anyone that arguably the greatest athlete on the planet is heading back to the Olympics. Reigning world champion Simone Biles will become the 4th American woman gymnast to compete in 3 Olympic Games after placing first in the all-around competition at the 2024 U.S. Olympic Gymnastic Trials on this past Sunday in Minneapolis. Biles, who became the most decorated gymnast ever at last year's World Championships, clinched an automatic spot on the team after placing first. She now has 37 Olympic and World Championship medals and is looking to add to her collection in a few weeks. I would be thoroughly shocked if she didn't walk away with at least 1 gold medal this year. Joining her in Paris will be Suni Lee, Jordan Childs, Jade Carey, and 16-year-old Hesley Rivera. Speaking of the Olympics and previously basketball, the Team USA men's basketball roster is set and the team has reported for training camp. This year's squad will feature Bam Adebayo, Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Halliburton, Drew Holiday, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Jason Tatum. But it was announced on Wednesday that Kawhi Leonard will actually not join the Olympic squad and will continue preparing for the upcoming Clipper season. Taking his place will be reigning champion Derek White of the Celtics. Just like I said for Simone Biles, I would be shocked if a team this loaded with talent doesn't bring home a gold medal this year. Team USA will make their Olympic debut on the 28th of July against Serbia in the group stage of play. Leading the team from Serbia will be three-time NBA MVP and NBA champion Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets. So this should be an exciting matchup to tip off the Olympics. Checking in on the world of racing, a major Formula One race took place last weekend. Yes, Red Bull and Max Verstappen are still on top of the leaderboards, but things are slowly starting to change. Verstappen has still won 7 out of 12 races this season, but other teams are sneaking in podium spots here and there and slowly catching up in the rankings. Ferrari has won 2 races, McLaren won 1, and now Mercedes has won 2 straight races. Lewis Hamilton of Team Mercedes won at Silverstone in the British Grand Prix last weekend. This was Hamilton's record-extending 104th career win, his 9th at Silverstone, and most importantly, his first win since the 2021 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in December of 2021. While it's been about 2.5 years since Hamilton won a race, he is still statistically one of, if not the greatest F1 driver of all time. Hamilton has won a record-tying 7 Formula One World Drivers' Championship titles, tied with Michael Schumacher, and he holds the record for most wins, pole positions, and podium finishes, among other records. I mentioned it a few weeks ago, but in one of the biggest shocks in sports history, Hamilton announced a while back he's leaving Team Mercedes to join Ferrari in 2025. The next race of the F1 calendar is next weekend at the Hungary Grand Prix. In the world of soccer, 2 major cups are in play. The 2024 Euro Cup has been electric from the start, and the final round is this weekend. Spain reached the European Championship decider with a shocking 2-1 victory over France on Tuesday, with 16-year-old Lamine Yamal becoming the youngest ever scorer at the continental tournament. Spain has now eliminated Georgia, Germany, and France to secure their spot in the final round. Spain last took home a cup in 2012 after a 4-0 beatdown over Italy. In Spain's way of another cup stands England. England has fought hard to make it to this championship stage, narrowly outlasting Slovakia, Switzerland, and now the Netherlands in the semifinal round. The Dutch jumped out to a 1-0 lead before Harry Kane would equalize the match in the 11th minute. Substitute Ollie Watkins then scored the winner in the 91st minute to send England through to their second successive European Championship final. This huge, heavy-hitting matchup between Spain and England will be on Sunday at noon in Berlin, Germany. On our home soil in the Copa America, our home U.S. team may have been eliminated before even making it to the group stage and then fired head coach Greg Berhalter. But the Copa America is still going on, and it's also time for their final round. On Tuesday night, goals by Lionel Messi and Julian Alvarez lifted top-ranked Argentina past Canada and into the championship match. James Rodriguez served up his 6th assist of the tournament to help Colombia beat Uruguay 1-0 in Charlotte, North Carolina on Wednesday to set up a Copa America final against Argentina. The much-anticipated final match will be this Sunday at 5 p.m. at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. It's going to be another warm weekend, so be sure to stay cool and enjoy as many sports as you can this weekend. Before we know it, we'll be jam-packed with Olympic events to indulge, and I can't wait. Be sure to come right back next weekend for more news, updates, and highlights. I'm Cole Young. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great weekend.